somewhere right now? We're live on YouTube right now, so I would love it. I would appreciate it so much if you would go to youtube.com, just type in my name, Ross Kaminsky, and I think you'll see something that's got my smiling face kind of in a circle that gets you to my channel. Click on subscribe there. I've got 99 subscribers right now. I want to get to 100 like in the next minute, and then I want to get to 1,000, right? Not too long after that, and we're going to do more live videos on YouTube. Kind of like Rush Limbaugh's Ditto Cam, except we just don't ditto as much here. So if you could please do me that favor, go to youtube.com, type in Ross Kaminsky, find my channel, and subscribe on it. Then you can, watch whatever segments of the show producer Shannon decides to put over YouTube because, yeah, he's sort of the puppet master, and I'm just the puppet doing whatever he tells me to do, and I have no control over any of this. Producer Shannon is actually in charge. Okay, let me tell you about this other story, just because I need to start at least one day without talking about the Supreme Court thing. I'm not even going to use the name. I will later. Or the trade thing. I'm not even going to talk. I just need to start with something else. Story from the New York Times. Texas boy speaks clearly for first time after dentist discovered he was tongue-tied, which, of course, reminds you as you go through this story, we use the expression tongue-tied a lot when people are trying to get a word out of their mouth and can't. You say, cat got your tongue, or you tongue-tied, something like that. But it's a medical thing. So listen to this. This is just a really neat story with a happy ending. For years, parents of a Texas boy believed he was mostly nonverbal because of a brain aneurysm he had when he was 10 days old. The boy, Mason Motts, 6 years old, of Katy, Texas, started going to speech therapy when he was 1. In addition to his difficulties speaking, he was given a diagnosis of Soto's syndrome. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, S-O-T-O-S, a disorder that can cause learning disabilities or delayed development. His parents became used to how their son communicated. He could pronounce the beginning of a word, and she's not very clear herself on what she's saying here, or else the quote is wrong. I'll just read you the quote as it says it in the Times. He could pronounce the beginning of the word, but would utter the end of the word. I don't know what that actually means. So maybe the kid isn't communicating very well because his mom can't either. But anyway, I think the idea is he would pronounce the beginning of the word and then not really understandably pronounce the end of a word. And his mom said, my husband and I were the only ones that could understand him. But in April of 2017, they took him to the dentist, and Dr. Amy Ludeman-Lazar, a pediatric dentist, was doing some work on his teeth, and she noticed that the lingual frenulum, which is that band of tissue under your tongue, if you lift up your tongue, do it, Shannon. Lift up your tongue. And underneath it, you'll feel this tall band of tissue that connects, for most people, the back of your tongue down to the bottom of your mouth, right? So she noticed that this thing was shorter than usual, and it was attached towards the front of his tongue rather than the back of his tongue, keeping it from moving freely, from moving his tongue the right way. So the dentist ran out to the waiting room, asked the parents if she could untie the tongue using a laser. And after a quick Google search, the parents gave her permission to do it. She completed the procedure in, you ready for this? Guess how long it took, Shannon? 10 seconds. 10 seconds. After his surgery, Mason went home. He hadn't eaten all day. And the mom heard him say, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, can we watch a movie? And the mom was thinking to herself, we're sitting here thinking, did he just say that? It sounded like words. Before the surgery, Mason was speaking at a 1-year-old level, making noises and being loud, but not really forming words. Now he's speaking at the level of a 4-year-old. He's expected to catch up with his peers by the time he's 13. His mother said, and it wouldn't surprise me if he catches it up way before that. And then there's more in the story about how he was, part of the reason it took this long is that he was really uncomfortable in a dentist chair, and the first few times and I guess it's a common thing for kids with developmental disorders, but he would have had to be sedated, and the parents didn't really want to do that, and it took like 18 months until this kid was relaxed enough in the dentist chair that the dentist felt comfortable starting to deal with other issues, and she started going in there and looking at these other things and found that tongue-tied, a condition formerly called, according to the Times, and I'm going to attempt to pronounce it, ankyloglossia. Ankyloglossia. Oh, gosh. While snipping the frenulum helped Mason, a speech language